The Pirates take on the Cardinals, 3:15 p.m. Eastern Start Time. This is the first of a doubleheader here today. The Cardinals are the $1.75 favorite, total 7.5 runs. Pittsburgh's plus 155 for some money line cash. We got Chad Kuhl on the mound for the Pirates, Kwang Hyun Kim for the Cards. I'm 2-0. My last two board member tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. I'm also 3-0. My last three extra daily pick tier package plays on that site as well. For more information on how you can access this exclusive premium content, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. Kim's got a 1.69 ERA and a 1.03 whip on the season. The Cards are 2-0 in Kim's last couple of starts. The Cards have also won 5 out of their last 7, including a 6-5 victory over the Royals yesterday. The Cardinals are in the top 10 in most offensive walks per game, top 10 in fewest strikeouts at the plate. Paul Goldschmidt leads the club in hits, batting average, and home runs. He's currently hitting .333 with 3 homers. He's also got an OBP of .482. Matt Carpenter currently leads the club in runs batted in. He's got a dozen of them. The Cardinals rank in the top 5 in fewest runs allowed per contest, top 3 in fewest hits allowed per contest as well. They're averaging just about 6 runs per game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Pirates. They've also won 6 out of their last 7 meetings, hosting Pittsburgh as well. And speaking of the Buccos, they currently have the worst record in Major League Baseball right now, just 7-19 on the season, 12 games below 500, just a .269 win percentage for the year. The Pirates have lost their last 2 straight, including a 10-3 loss to the White Sox yesterday. They're also winning just 16% of their games away from home this season, and they rank in the top 5 in most runs allowed per game. And despite fairly decent numbers, the Pirates have actually lost 2 out of their last 3 games where Chad Kuhl made the start. Pretty tough spot for Chad Kuhl to be in at Pittsburgh. But anyway, the Pirates are in the top 3 in most walks allowed per contest, bottom 3 in run production on the road. Now, total-wise, Chad Kuhl's last 3 starts all got over the posted number. No real surprise there. The Pirates also have gone 7-5 to the over when they travel. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, on the other side, they're 7-5 at New Busch Stadium themselves, 7-5 to the over. They also saw 6 out of their last 10 head-to-head meetings with Pittsburgh get over the line as well. Give me the Cardinals -1.5, getting the job done in Game 1, and the over 7.5 in that contest. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to part 1 of this 2-part MLB pick video here today. And got some lines and personal leans out here for you for Thursday's MLB action. Happy Thursday to you. The weekend is right around the corner here. But before we dive into some more free content on part 1 here, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we are 2-0 in our last 2 board member tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also 3-0 in our last 3 extra daily pick tier package plays on that site as well. If you want some more information on how you can join in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. And moving on, we're going to take a look at the Dodgers taking on the Giants, Game 1 of a doubleheader in that one as well. And that's going to be a 4:05 Eastern first pitch. The Dodgers are -225, total 7 runs. The Giants are plus 205 for some money line cash. And according to MLB.com, and several other sources, we should be expecting Walker Buehler on the mound in Game 1 for the Dodgers, Logan Webb for the Giants. Now, there were some websites out there tossing around the idea of Kershaw versus Gausman for Game 1, and I've also seen that matchup for Game 2. But the consensus for Game 1 is that it's going to be Buehler-Webb, a Buehler-Webb matchup for the early game. Regardless, this Dodger club has won 4 out of their last 5 games, including an 11-3 beatdown of the Rockies during that stretch. The Dodgers have also won 11 out of their last 13, and they have the most wins in Major League Baseball alongside of the Athletics. The Dodgers are 22-9 on the season, 13 games above 500, .710 win percentage. They're currently winning 73% of their ball games away from home, and they rank in the top 3 in run production per contest. The Dodgers have been victorious in 5 out of their last 6 at Oracle Park. They also rank in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed per game, top 5 in fewest hits. They are taking on a Giants team who currently is a game below 500 right now, and they find themselves 7 games behind the Dodgers in the NL West standings. The Giants are in the top 5 in most runs allowed per game, bottom 5 in striking batters out. They're also giving up nearly 6 runs per contest on average at home. Now, total-wise, 73% of the Giants' games at Oracle Park this season got over the posted total. Lots of overs at home this season for the Giants. Meanwhile, the Dodgers saw their last 2 straight get over the line themselves. 8 out of their last dozen ball games got over the posted total as well. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 in the over 7 runs in that contest. All right, next matchup, Reds-Brewers. Game 1 of a doubleheader, no surprise there. And that's going to be a 5:10 p.m. Eastern start time. The Reds are minus 130, totals 9. The Brewers are on they're plus $1.10 to win this one outright. Now, most sites have it listed as Sonny Gray versus Adrian Hauser, although MLB.com has not confirmed that particular matchup. But regardless, the Brewers have won their last 2 straight, with both of those victories coming against the Reds. Milwaukee ranks in the top 3 in striking batters out, and they've won 4 out of their last 6 in the friendly confines. Keston Hiura leads the club in hits and RBI. He's knocked in 16 of them. Christian Yelich also leads the club in homers and OBP. Yelich has hit 7 bombs on the season and has an on-base percentage of .322. They're taking on a Reds club who currently is 6 games below 500, and they find themselves with a putrid .393 win percentage, since he's currently 6 games behind the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. They're also winning just 37% of their games away from home. The Reds are in the bottom 3 in run production per contest, bottom 3 in hits. They've also failed to cover the run line in almost 64% of their ball games, and they find themselves winning just 20% of their contests when catching plus money. Now, total-wise, since he saw nearly 70% of their road games this season stay under the posted total. Meanwhile, 6 out of the Brewers' last 10 head-to-head meetings with Cincy stayed under the line themselves. So with all that said and done, give me the Underdog Brewers plus $1.10 and the under 9 runs in that contest. And with that, we are going to dive into our next and final matchup for part 1 of this 2-part series here today. I'm talking about the Colorado Rockies taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks, 6:10 p.m. East. The D-backs are minus 150, totals 8 and a hook. Rockies are plus 135 to win this one outright. We got Kyle Freeland for the Rockies, Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. And as good as Zach has been this season, he still has failed to record a win. Matter of fact, the D-backs lost 2 out of their last 3 games where Zach threw out the first pitch. The D-backs are currently in last place in the NL West, 6 games below 500. They already find themselves 9.5 games behind the Dodgers in the division standings as well. Arizona's currently on an 8-game losing streak, averaging just 2.3 runs per contest during that span. Arizona's in the bottom 10 in run production per contest, top 3 in most walks allowed. The D-backs have dropped 4 out of their last 5 ball games hosting the Rockies. They also rank in the top 10 in most runs allowed per game. They're taking on a Colorado squad who won their last 3 straight, all 3 victories coming against Arizona. Colorado is covering a staggering 75% of their run line plays away from home, and they rank in the top 3 in hits on average per game. Charlie Blackmon leads the club in hits, batting average, RBI, and on-base percentage. Charlie's currently hitting .390 with 28 RBI. He also has an OBP of .438 and is tied for 3rd in the league in runs batted in. Trevor Story is currently leading the ball club in homers with 9 of them. Colorado's in the top 3 in fewest walks allowed, top 3 in fewest runs allowed on the road. Kyle Freeland's on the mound for the Rockies this evening, 2-1 on the season with a 2.87 ERA and a 1.12 WHIP. The Rockies have won 4 out of their last 6 ball games where Kyle Freeland makes the start. Now, total-wise, 5 out of Colorado's last 6 Freeland starts stayed under the posted total. 75% of their road games this season stayed under the line as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, 5 out of Zach Gallen's last 6 starts for the Diamondbacks stayed under the posted total as well. 7 out of Arizona's last 8 games also stayed under the number. So with all that said and done, give me the Colorado Rockies plus 1.5 and the under 8.5 runs in that contest. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me for part 1. Look for part 2 in about, an hour or 2, maybe 3, but we are going to be producing part 2 here very quickly. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.